What's happening, people? Welcome back to another episode of Red Divided. Myself, Tommy.
You got out of here.
How you going, myself, Ham? Happiest of Sundays to you all.
Good weekend, boys. How's the Sunday going?
This is the best Sunday of the year so far.
I got some fancy points, so I'll take it.
Yeah, I saw the points you got this week.
For the first time in 100 years, fam. So
wait, what did you get? How many points you got?
I think I got 74.
That's all right. I got 83. That's like I got 83.
My average this season has been like 24. So
Ham's been on the road this season.
Yeah, I got 83. It's like
I can never get it right, but I'll be back soon anyway, man. I'll be back.
Great Sunday. Let's get straight into business.
It's been a miserable Sunday, man. Where should we start? You go, Ham, because obviously you went to Stamford Bridge. Just for the listeners, we released a match day vlog, so you can get like Ham's immediate reaction from like the actual game.
That's the quickest we have turned anything around in this whole community in about 3 years. That's the quickest thing we have turned around here.
Literally, I think it probably is the quickest. We're going to check it out, but I'm trying to get it out before the podcast today, so people can go and check it out. What's your thoughts on the whole day? On the game?
Pretty much echoing what I said on the vlog. It was just, remember that obviously last week we spoke obviously previewed the game, innit? And I said, if we go there and just play our football, we'll win the game, innit? Like I honestly think that's my prediction, innit? I think we'll go there, play our football, and if we play our football, win the game, innit? And it literally went to plan, not to my plan, to Arteta's plan, innit? I'm just a fan. I speak on what I see, innit? And I know what good football inside this season. We're doing well. And we had our best 11 out there, innit? Now, it was a bit, for me, I would have started KT. I wouldn't have started Zinchenko straight away at Stamford Bridge away after injury. I would have started KT. And we was almost vindicated because Zinchenko wasn't having the best of games. But it was almost to be expected. It's away at Stamford Bridge. It's his first game back in a while. And he was a bit shaky. But then you could also see why he's playing, because like within like the first 2 minutes, my man just forgot that he was playing left back and went straight to centre mid with Thomas Partey and Xhaka. But other than that, that was only like, oh shit, Zena's starting today. Cool. Let's see how he looks. We got our best 11 out there. Let's see how we play. And like, boys, obviously you don't know how I felt about the Old Trafford thing. I wasn't too downhearted. We lost 3-1, but I thought we played brilliant, innit? But for 70 minutes, I thought he was the best side on the pitch. But today, for 95 minutes, and even if the referee wanted to add another 10, 15, even if he wanted to play for an hour and 20, we battered them. Like there's no shame in saying that we literally battered them. And for me, what was beautiful about it is because it's the way that I personally want to see a football game from my team, control. And I think there was total control in terms of how we attacked, in terms of nullifying their threats. They had nothing. Raheem, nothing. Mason, nothing. Orba had nothing to go off. The midfield, Jorginho and them might as well not have played. The boys at the back, Thiago Silva knew he was in the game. He's up against his Brazilian counterpart in Jesus, and Jesus made sure that he worked for every penny that he earned this week. But the boys were just brilliant. The performance was, I probably would say the performance was flawless, but we missed a few chances because we should have won that game 3-4-0. Like we should have really made a statement today and went to Stamford Bridge and really went there with 4-0. United put in a good first half performance against Chelsea, and Potter had to change things up. And obviously, you got the last minute equaliser, which you rightfully deserve. United deserved a point from there. But today, a point would have been devastating for us because of how good we were. And like I said, the performance was, and you could see from the reaction from the players after, because obviously I'm in their waist and they come over, and you could see that it meant a lot to them. I mean, it's the first time I've seen Arteta come over, or even when I'm watching on TV, and literally give like the fist pump, like a roar. And all the fans roared back like it was like, it's a big win, isn't it? Because everyone's been saying, oh, you haven't played no one. October's going to be your banana skin. Are you really in the title race? But we've gone to Stamford Bridge and we whooped them. We didn't beat them. We've whooped them. It was a library in there. The only song they could sing was Champions of Europe. You'll never sing that. But you know how many songs that we have? You know what they won't sing? 49 undefeated. They'll never sing We Won the Title undefeated. They'll never sing We Won the Title at White Hart Lane. We won the title at Old Trafford. We've won the title at Anfield. No other club can sing that. So they don't have nothing for us. On the pitch, they had nothing for us, and off the pitch, the fans had nothing for us. And it couldn't have gone any better. The performance from the boys was brilliant. Thomas Partey, excellent. William Saliba is fake. He's not a real person. I think he was made in the lab. I think he's a robot. So I think he's going to get done for doping. And I think the Premier League are going to take away all our points because they're going to realise that we're playing someone that's actually not a real person, because I don't think he's real. And Cam's, big up Culture Cam, because he's a big part of this whole fans football thing. And I saw him tweet when I was in the car on the way back saying, I literally said this to Stilts 5 minutes before. He literally said that Saliba does something that he plays an offside trap, but he will still catch you and win the ball just to make sure that nothing's going to happen from here. I don't know if you lot saw that, but there was bare times today where the player's offside, but Saliba is still going to get the ball and tackle it and come out looking clean. And then the referee goes, Saliba, it's offside, by the way. It's an Arsenal free kick. And he goes, okay, I was just making sure. But yeah, he was brilliant. All the boys was brilliant. And it was such a good day out for me because I'm not gonna lie, I've been to away games, but obviously, you get tickets for like the home thing. So you're an Arsenal fan, but you're in the, like, I was at Old Trafford. But today was the first time I got to experience the Arsenal away fans, with the diehard Arsenal away fans that travel up and down the country to support the team. And the atmosphere was just brilliant, probably. It was brilliant. I mean, I stood up for the whole game, sang for the whole game, got wet for the whole game, but it was worth every penny. And it's a priceless memory for me. I want more of those. I want more of those away days. I want to see the boys. And obviously, I'm going to go to the home games, but the away days, the fans, it's just different. And we saw Granit Xhaka have his interview. And midway through the interview, you saw, I don't know if you saw the BT when he looked over to the fans. And we were making noise. And he just said, just look at them. The atmosphere is effing fantastic. We swore on BT. But you would have felt, I think the players felt like they was at the Emirates. Like, because they had the ball so much and we were so dominant, their fans was quiet. And we was raucous. We was loud. So I think they felt that as Emirates. And big up to the manager, big up to the players. And yeah, man, it's a bit damning for Graham Potter because they were really bad. We were good. We were really good, but they was really bad. So Graham Potter's got a lot to think about.
I was going to get to that because, like, obviously, I'm not going to take anything away from Arsenal, like, but they were shocking, like Chelsea, shocking. And I think I was speaking to one of our friends in the first half, and then I was like, they can't possibly come out the second half this bad. So in my head, I was saying that first half is gone. Arsenal haven't scored, so they're lucky, right? So they've got to be better in the second half. They have got to be better. If anything, there was worse, bro.
They were worse. They were worse.
I don't know what, like, we're a great fan of like Potter in the show, but no, they were bad. He didn't even try to change anything. And I think at the press conference, the post at the end of the game, someone asked him that some of the players looked as if they didn't know what they were supposed to be doing on the pitch. He was like, I don't think so. But he wasn't even sure himself. The answer that he was giving wasn't convincing to say, oh yeah, no, they have player instructions. The players didn't know what they were doing. And then that's what, like, if you keep changing the system, I understand he's a new manager, right? And you keep changing the system, you're trying to get the right personnel, trying to get the system that suits you, how you want to play football. But when you're going to a big game like this, you've got to do better. Like against United, you was able to change it to nullify our threat. He just left it like that, as if they accepted defeat. And you can see it from the players' attitude as well, as if they accepted, okay, you know what? This guy was just too good for us. We're not going to bother.
Yeah, 100%.
Literally, that's what I was watching. The old body language is just as if, well, you know what? We're just going to have to take the L today because this guy's too good. The only person I thought was trying was probably Thiago. Everyone else was thinking, like, this boys are too good. There's nothing we can do. So that, it was poor, man. From the Chelsea perspective, it would be nice to get like his Chelsea fan perspective, but like they were terrible.
We spoke to a few after. I didn't get them. Sorry, I didn't disagree. We spoke to a few after. Like me and Stilton was walking out the stadium, and they were just like, like hands down, deserve to win. We didn't turn up, and they were just like, we think that, and I'm sure we're gonna talk about this later. But he was like, we think that you guys will go all the way for the title. Like, it's obviously as fans, you get to see teams up close when they come and play you at your ground, innit?
Yeah.
So they would have seen Arsenal match of the day. Some people don't watch live games of other teams, innit?
Yeah.
It's understandable. You don't support the team, you don't watch them. So the Chelsea fans that haven't, have seen Arsenal turn up and said, okay, cool, let's see what they're about. And they were just like, no word of a lie, you guys are good. you guys are good. And wish you all the best, innit? Like, obviously, we want a London club to win it rather than one of them stupid teams from up north like you lot. So, but yeah, that's what they had to say. The humble one said that. I don't know what the other lot said, but humble one said that. Go on, Ade.
Yeah, no, I think, to be honest, you guys have touched on it more than enough. Clearly, you guys were much better than them. It was interesting watching the match and just thinking, shit, this is so one-sided. I don't think you guys had any issues, any stresses.
Nah, none whatsoever.
There was nothing. There was nothing. And I think it's testament to how you guys are playing and like the consistency you guys are showing. This was an away game. Chelsea was light work. So it was quite impressive, but also it's quite damning for Chelsea. Like, this is top four you're talking about. If this new owner, and I remember I said it when they hired Potter, I was like, great, the whole Potter thing, we love Potter. He should be given time. But there's certain roles in this Premier League where you don't get time. There's certain teams you're going to get time with, there's certain teams you're not. Not making the big top four is a big thing, because how do you grow the way you want to when you're in the Europa League? The owner's probably thinking January, summer, I'm spending a hell of a lot of money. But if you're not in the right competitions, it's going to be hard. But yeah, Arsenal doing well. Saka, happy he didn't get that goal. Very happy he didn't get that goal, or else I'd have gone to his house and spoken to his parents this evening. So
he's got to hit the target with that. He's got to hit the target. I know it's on his right foot, but he's shown us he can score with his right foot the other day against Leeds, right? It's same again. He's got to hit the target, man. He's got to hit the target.
Yeah, no, to be honest, after what he did to me in fantasy last week and then decided I'm back. You're back on the pitch. No, I'll let him off. But yeah. I don't want to say too many good things about Arsenal, but yeah, they're moving in the right direction.
Yeah, we'll touch on it. We've got only one more game before
one more league game before.
Yeah, one more league game for the World Cup. So we'll touch on that. How far we think Arsenal's going to go. But just a quick one, just to touch on a couple of the players. Like Saliba, obviously, probably one of the best players this season so far. Forget one of the best defenders this season. Probably one of the best. It's easy for us to say probably one of the best centre back this season. He's probably one of the best this season. What are your thoughts though, Han? Are you worried in terms of his contract situation? Because obviously, at the end of the season, we only have 1 year left. And there are rumours that Barcelona wants him. I don't know where they're getting the money, but you know where they like him. Yeah, the rumour that Barcelona wants him, and like the top clubs wants him. Do you think you'd be able to like get him to sign a new contract?
Yeah, was you gonna say something or that?
No,
I'm not gonna say 100% because obviously he could go somewhere else, but I'm not concerned. Concern wouldn't be a word. Worry wouldn't be a word I'll use. I'm pretty sure that he's young. He starts, like you said, one of the best players in the league already. He's got a manager that believes in him. That he's got to trust what Arteta's done with him. So at first he would have thought, oh, this manager don't believe in me. But Arteta's let you go out on loan to Saint Etienne, let you go out on loan to France. And now you're bearing those fruits now, innit? Now you're looked at as, rah, this guy's a world beater at 21. So you trust that manager the same way you trusted, well, you didn't trust him before, but now you got to trust him because he's showing you that, rah, listen to me, I got you. And now look, you're in a side that's fighting for a title, whether we win it or not, we're fighting for a title. You're playing some of the best football. You're in a young side. Look at Saka, look at Martinelli, look at your captain. You know what I'm saying? Look at the centre-back playing beside you. So I think everything that surrounds Arsenal now is positive. The fans is good. The fan base isn't toxic. That's not seen as toxic anymore. The manager, young manager, got given time. He's building a good squad there. January's going to come. We're going to buy more players. So I think for him, everything is in the right direction. If he wants to leave, he could. But then he has to go somewhere and almost prove himself again. And he's young. He can go again in 4 or 5 years' time. So that's why I think he'll sign this one. But if he was 26 playing at this level and Barca and them not come knocking, maybe he doesn't sign another one. But I think it's almost like Haaland's gone to City and he's going to do his time there. But eventually he'll go to Real Madrid. And I think with William as well, I don't think William will see his whole career out with us because I think he might get bigger than us in terms of like how good he is, and we might not be able to match his ambition no more. But I think with this contract, I think he trusts the process again for another 4 years, and we see where he is in 4 years' time. But for now, I wouldn't. I think he'll sign it. I'm not concerned about it. He's amazing. I just can't think of him not playing for me.
Yeah, I think the only, you're right though. I think what he's got on his side, on his side, and what Arsenal got on their side is the fact that he's young. He can potentially sign one more contract, knowing very well when I get 25, 26, those big moves will still be there for me.
If Arsenal ain't doing nothing in fourth, because we might, who knows, in 4 or 5 years' time, let's say we're winning league, winning Champions League, there's nowhere for him to go. But if he's just playing well and we're not doing nothing, 100%.
Yeah, but I think it just depends on him. Like clubs can be doing something, and some players just might have the idea that they want to play at a certain club. Like some players always see Real Madrid and Barcelona as the biggest club in the world, regardless of whatever the situation it is. Whatever the situation is in the current club, whether they're winning trophies, like Ronaldo Silva is playing, he still wants to go to Barcelona. It happens all the time. Ronaldo had the same situation with Barcelona.
They're seen at the pinnacle, isn't it?
Yeah,
pinnacle,
and that's what they're saying. Like, but I think that 4 or 5 years that you mentioned is more ideal for him. Do you know what I mean? It's probably been cool, that 4 or 5 years. And if you get to that 4 or 5 years, and if he's not one of those players that see Real Madrid and Barca as the pinnacle, even in his head, I want to be a legend here. I want to stay here forever. Do you know what I mean? So it's entirely down to him. But what do you think of Ade? Do you think he will stay or
off the top of my head, my personal view is that he stays. I can't see any reason why he would go. On the basis that Arsenal look like they're on course for a good season. If someone's going to come to you with a contract, it's best to come to you at a good time. So this is a perfect time to tie him down. He sees a project that's moving in the right direction. You sign. Like, there's no itch. Like, he's young enough that actually, this is a good project. There's a bunch of young kids. I can build something here. Let me sign. 4 years time, I could move, but in that 4 years, football could change. Barca could be relegated. All this stuff, you never know. Obviously, Real Madrid will always be liquidate. All this stuff could have happened. But yeah, I think at least in the immediate, I see him signing. He's enjoying his football. Arsenal are playing well, doing well. Don't see any reason why he shouldn't, unless he's vexed for something that happened in the past.
Yeah. And I think that's the only thing it could be. It's just from the way I'm viewing it now is, I think for his progression as well, it's only right for him. And you said, you've got to trust what the manager's done with you. You went out on loan twice. Well, at the same time, he might be vexed about it. As they say, innit? We might not know that, but it's only he will know, innit? He might be vexed and thinking, no, that you should have trusted him straight away. And should have played him straight away. I would have still done it. Like the guys that you left there while I was in Spain, France, I could have probably done similar to what they do, or even better. Like Olden was playing, those type of players that were playing. So he might be thinking that, but I think he will sign the contract. I'll be shocked if he doesn't sign the contract, to be honest. But
I think the good thing we've got as well, sorry, Tom, I think the good thing we've got is because of the young crop that we've got. You saw Martinelli's interview this week. Just give me the pen, I'll sign. I think Saka will sign. ESR signed a big one already last year. So I think we got the young boys that are willing to sign, and I think that helps a lot because they're going to be talking to each other. They're young, innit? They're going to be talking to each other. What are you, man, thinking? What's your future saying? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? And all the boys are going to be saying, well, Mikel's playing us, bro. Like anywhere else in Europe, who's playing 4, 5, 6 young kids all at once in Europe? Mikel's playing us, bro. And look at the football we're playing. We're popping, bro. We're not just playing some Liverpool minutes. We're all playing 90 minutes. We're all playing Champions League football next season. So yeah, let's go ahead down and see what we can do. And in 3, 4 years time, when we're like 24, 25 and the shit's not going right, cool, then we can look elsewhere. But I think the fact that we got the young crop together and they're all growing up together, and we got a young manager as well, I think it all bodes well.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm not happy about it, but hey, okay.
I'm loving it. Loving it.
What else? Is there anything else in the Arsenal game you want to tell me before we...
Yeah, Aubameyang made a little video.
Yeah. That's it. You know what? Yeah, you took that. Yeah, I was gonna. What are your thoughts on Aubameyang's video?
I didn't know about it until after the game.
You didn't see it?
No,
you didn't know.
Yeah, Sam showed me last night.
It was my boy that was telling me because obviously as we was going to the game, I was like, I'm not gonna boo Auba, innit? You don't know how I feel about Auba, so I'm not booing him, innit? But then the game started and Arsenal fans were really getting onto him. Like, they was booing him. Obviously, the C word, I'm not going to repeat it, but there's a lot of stuff going on in it. And then my boy, I looked at my boy and was, have you made a video saying something, nothing personal, Arsenal fans? And I was like, raw, swear down. So then I seen the video after, innit? And I seen them telling him what to say. So he put a bit more context behind it. It wasn't like he was just saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But obviously, you know, when you take
Yeah.
something like face value, you don't read the meaning behind it. So I don't think nothing of it anyway. But the boys shut him up in it, and Gabriel posted nothing personal. So yeah, that was nice. Nice touch. Gabriel's always at the forefront of
he's
Twitter
about
and
that.
Yeah, he's about that. All right, you lot said something, yeah? Hold this smoke. Watch this.
He's about that.
So I thought that was interesting, and he got no change out of Gabriel or Saliba tonight, bro. You're gonna go home and be like, I'm thank God I have to play them two every week.
He was like, you know what? You know my thought about him getting it. He might as well not play. To be fair, it's not just him. A lot of the Chelsea players might as well not play.
Raheem, I know, was playing, and I love Raheem. I love Raheem. He might as well not play.
A lot of them.
Nah, but Raheem does this before the big internationals, isn't it? He's saving himself. Play shit during the league and then go and win the World Cup.
He has, he's
part of the plan.
Each season hasn't been great so far, but Chelsea hasn't been great. So he needs to turn that around. Very sad. With the back over thing, but because what people were saying is that they were getting onto him because they're saying, despite BT telling you what to say, you should have just said no, Dad. I'm not saying that. But
they need to stop taking it that deep, man.
Yeah, it's like it's only a bit of fun, man. Like the guy's doing
man.
Yeah, it's not that serious.
You should have told BT, no, Arsenal, my lovers. Come on.
I don't think it was that deep. I still don't think the fans should have booed him because everything that he done for us, FA Cup, top goal scorer. I still don't think we should have booed him. But hey, each of their own. I'm not going to tell the next fan how he should support his club.
At the end of the day, and what their views are. But I didn't think it was that deep. They don't need to do something. It's part of the job. So
I just love it. It adds a bit more spice to the games, bro. I love it. Do you know what I mean? So and then now that he's lost, and what Gabriel, that's what I would do as a player. What Gabriel done. It's nothing personal. You know what I mean?
Nothing personal, bro. That's the title of this episode. Nothing personal with a wink. Nothing personal.
Cool. Let's just move on swiftly.
To the good part of the show.
Yeah, to my boys. This week hasn't been great for us, I'll be honest with you, because obviously the Ross Sociedad game, despite us winning, we still came second. But let me get your thoughts on that. What are your thoughts on the extra game having to play?
Oh, it's done. Game? Well, that's gonna kill us. That's my personal views. That's gonna kill us. I think those two games plus the game we have to make up for when our auntie died. I think that's gonna kill us. I think the schedule is gonna be a bit too tight anyway, and I'm not sure we can stretch in terms of our personnel. I don't see us having enough at the moment to get through that. So it might be what pushes us into Europa League if we can play well enough to even keep in the top 4 race as it is. Yeah,
it might help us, to be honest with you. If we can keep up with the top 4 race, and if we drop out of Europa League, I think it will help us. Like, to be honest with you.
No, it's the EFL Cup. Just quickly get knocked out this week.
Okay.
We can do.
And they say get knocked out this week, quick.
This week, quick.
We need to drop out one of the other cups. But then, it's just it wasn't great. But it wasn't so much like the opponents that we're going to face, because apart from like Barcelona, I think we've got a good chance against anyone else that we're playing. Everyone else is not.
Why do you think we've got a good chance?
No, it can be 50-50. Like I'm not saying that.
I literally think.
I
think all of them can smoke us.
No, really?
I think all of them could smoke us.
I think we've got, apart from Barca, I don't think I'll fare any other one of them like that.
I don't fair, but I think all of them could smoke us.
Yeah, no, I think they can beat us, and we can beat them. I think it worked both ways. I think we've there like Leverkusen, there's Schalke, Donetsk in it. Sorry, Shakhtar Donetsk, and who else is there? I can't remember on the top of my head, but from memory, I feel like it can go either way with the teams that will come up. I feel that as much as we don't want them, I don't think, to be honest, they will want us too. I'll be honest, From looking at the draw, I don't think they'll want us as well. So we'll just see how it goes.
The main issue is the extra games, though. I
Yeah.
agree with you. It's the extra games rather than the opponents. So
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah. So like, obviously, watched the game, watched the midweek game. Wasn't great anyway. We won the game, but I thought, okay, we won. Let's just keep the momentum, right? So I actually watched the. Did you get to watch this Villa game today, Adi, or you were just watching?
Yeah, I did.
We watched it. Yeah, so I watched the Villa game. And you know what it is about the game is I don't think Villa just blew us out like that. Villa literally scored two early
Started well,
goals.
though.
To start, yes, two early goals. The first one came out of nowhere. I'll be honest with you. The first one I didn't even see it coming. It just came out of nowhere. And the second one was it Lindelof or Martinez that made a mistake. The pass to Shaw, and the Shaw had to ended up fouling the player, and it was just a great free kick. And I knew we were in trouble then because we don't score goals. You know what I mean? We don't score goals as it is. But we just been winning all this, like the last few games that we've been winning 1-0, right? 2-1, some of it if we're lucky. 2. Have we even scored more than 2 out of this season?
Bro, I've been saying it for like 3-4 years. Since we started this podcast, I've been highlighting the fact that we don't score goals. Every time we look at the goal score column compared to our competitors, we are so far behind.
Yeah, we just not scoring enough goals. So I knew we were in trouble then, but obviously because of the Villa part, okay, you know what? We still got a chance. We'll see what happens. Toward the end of the first half, we start playing better. We created a few chances. Garnacho had a chance. Say Ronaldo had another chance. Say Richie should have scored. I don't know what's going through his head, but we've already talked about him last week anyway. And then we got a lucky goal through like a deflection. I don't think it's an own goal. I'm not sure whether the shot was on target.
Yeah, they counted it as an own goal. Jacob Ramsey.
Okay, cool. Because initially they gave it to me, sure. But yeah, I thought it was an own goal as well. So we was lucky. So you think they'll go into the second half and come back a lot sharper than we were in the first half. And then what did we do? Within the first 5 minutes of the second half, we conceded again. And that was pretty much game over. And that was it. That's pretty much game over. I don't think we've done enough. I was disappointed in some of the players that came in more or less like Van der Beek. If you're trying to make a name for yourself, you need to put don't get me wrong, no one else really played well on a day, but if you've been on the sideline for how long, this is like opportunities for you to come and do something with yourself. But yeah, it was no good, man. We need to get rid of him as soon as possible. And who else was there? Garnacho was all right. It was nothing great. He was just all right. Rashford was non-existent on our right hand side. Ronaldo, pretty much same thing. We're struggling with those our forward players. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what your thoughts are, Ade, but I think we're struggling. We're not getting enough goals from them, and I just don't think they work together enough too. What are your thoughts on them?
As it just generally, I don't think our attack's been great. It was nice to have Garnacho on the pitch. I can see his merits, and he kept driving at them, right? Yeah. But my issue was there was a lot of times where he kept driving and he'll lose the ball or he'll leave the ball behind. So I understand what he's adding, but the execution wasn't great. And that was where my issue was. There were lots of times he kept leaving the ball behind. With Rashford, we've said it 1,000,001 times. When he's on the right, he's not effective. So as a manager, you've seen this. We can't be the only ones that have seen this. You've seen that he's not effective. You've decided to put him on that right, basically knowing that he's not going to be useful, right? If you don't have the person to play on the right, you might have to adjust the formation. He didn't decide to do that, which is a problem for me. But yeah, so that wasn't working. Ronaldo, he's not what he used to be. It's just not helpful. So that's our front three gone already. Eriksen in that second half, leading up to their third goal. So obviously towards the end of the second half, we took control of the game, but then it was a case of trying to break them down. And it got to a point, I was so happy that the manager said this at the end of the game, because it's exactly what I was thinking, was that we were trying to force it. We started trying to cross it too early, because leading up to goal, I think Eriksen got the ball and just did some 2 or 3 useless balls forward. And I just thought, what are you doing? And they intercepted it every single time. And I looked at it and I was like, you're being careless and you're being lazy. You're just getting the ball and just clipping it forward. I'm not even sure you have an aim of who you're passing it to, because you're not passing it to the wing for somebody to cross it in. You're just doing it into the middle of the park. So I felt there were definitely errors in the game today. And yeah, our attack's just not as potent as it could be when you're behind and you're doing stuff like that. It's hard. It's hard to get back into the game.
He just never looked as if he was going to come back to the game. Like first, like ending of the first half was quite positive. What that second half was just, I think that third goal just kind of like what I was saying about the Chelsea game, is more or less they accepted defeat. For me personally, from what I was watching,
I didn't feel that, but I felt as if when it was 2-1, I felt as if there's a possibility here. But then after when it got to 3-1, it wasn't even as if I felt we accepted defeat. I felt we just didn't have the capability. Like you can want to do something, but if you ain't got the capability to do it, then it's a wrap.
And it's just like it was so lethargic. Like it just there was forcing things. The same like it's just
they were forcing things.
It's like little things, like, as you said with like Garnacho, for example, when he does take another player, he's young, and he's gonna learn from it.
He's young. He's a good player. He's a good player.
He's gonna learn from it. Sometimes he overdoes it, overruns the ball, or he leaves the ball behind, as you say. Like it's just it just needs to it definitely needs to learn from that. And he just poor. And I say Van der Beek, like you don't get games anyway.
I couldn't even see him, bro. At times of the match, I couldn't even. So obviously, I knew he started the match.
Yeah.
And then I probably won't remember he's playing until somebody mentions his name.
He was just making pointless runs. I think at one time I saw him even running into a player. It was just making pointless. I don't think he was even trying to get on the ball. It was trying to make a lot of run off the ball, and there were pointless runs because you're just running into people. There weren't spaces for you to run. You should be running in behind because you know Ronaldo coming deep anyway. But you're not doing that, so it was just pointless. It was really poor today, man. It's really not damning, but I'll just say it's disappointing because although we haven't been scoring goals, but we've put in decent performances and we've got good result, and especially the beginning of the season, I don't think we're going to make Champions League football. I mean, we're going to get into the top 4, but if the other teams around us are dropping points, you need to take advantage of that and make the most of it and try and pick up as much point as possible now and see where we at come after the World Cup or come February or so. See where we're at, and kind of I'm sure what Arsenal are doing now. As much as Arsenal fans don't think you're going to win the league, but you're picking up the points. You're going to see where you're at come February. Every single time, every week, you're still on top of the table. And if you're still there fighting, come the last stages of the season, why not? So it's just if the opportunity is there, just seize it. And I think we're terrible at that.
I think that word that you used, so all day when I'm thinking about joining the podcast, the word I've been thinking about is disappointing. And I mentioned this last week about Old Trafford. This week was the week, right? Our competitors are playing against top teams. Chelsea are playing Arsenal, Spurs are playing Liverpool. Perfect opportunity. We just need a win here because it means we get further away from somebody, right? Arsenal beat Chelsea, we win, we get 3 points. And then Liverpool and Spurs, one of them has to drop points. We get further away from them. And we haven't done this now. Liverpool are now a step closer to us. Okay, Chelsea and Spurs haven't gained or moved away from us, but it was our opportunity to move further away from them, so get a bit of a run on them in that top 4 race, which we didn't do. And it's a shame. It's a shame because we won't get this opportunity a lot. It was the perfect weekend to make that statement.
And then Newcastle's gone and won their game. So
up the tune.
So we've discussed Newcastle a bit. Newcastle a bit, but they've won their game. So now it was disappointing now, definitely. But obviously you haven't had a chance to watch the game, Ham, because you were at the Arsenal game, right? So
by the time I got in, it was already I think it was half time, and were losing 2-1. Then I think they scored 3-1, and I was just like, there's no point in watching that. So I didn't even bother watching any of the 2 o'clock games. I just said I'll just listen to you guys' pain later and enjoy that pain, and I'll watch match the day after. I'll watch match the day after, and then with some nice green tea, watch my lot, and then watch your mob. So And good evening, guys.
Yeah, and apparently he's never lost to United before. He's took over at the wrong time, and I was frightened. I knew it, man. As soon as he took over, I figured this is gonna be a tricky game. But
he owned us the same way Arsenal owned Chelsea. So
I'm right. 3 years in a row we've beaten them at Stamford Bridge. That's our stadium.
yeah,
That's not Chelsea. That's our stadium, bro.
You guys have paid a fee to own them.
Yeah,
basically.
bro.
So, yeah, we've got one more game, Fulham next week. Like now we just go into that and win that game. We have to win Fulham. Like whether we do it or not, it's another thing. But
where you not playing away?
Yeah, we're away to Fulham.
Go away.
Ooh, that's gonna be a good game. They're gonna give you a good game.
Yeah, it's like we've got Fulham next week, last game before the World Cup. So hopefully we can try and pick up 3 points from Fulham. That would be great. Yeah, if we lose that, then yeah.
Yeah, my only hope is that they don't play Mitrovic, which probably gives us a chance not to concede. And then it's just whether or not we score. But now that Martial's back, I don't think Ronaldo should be starting.
Yeah.
They should put him on the bench.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah. Because you're not scoring and you're not offering more outside of the game. So yeah.
He's played the last 3-4 games and he hasn't scored a goal. He scored.
And then when he's not playing, they'll say if Ronaldo was on the pitch, he would have scored. So this is what my issue is. This is what my issue is.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's tried. We'll bring him back when Europa League restarts.
Mm-hmm.
What we do before we just run up some of the games. So let's just go into like the Liverpool and Spurs game. What are you guys' thoughts on the game?
I thought it was entertaining. I watched it in patches. Obviously, Dyer decided to show us why him and Maguire are brothers. So, but yeah, I think
waste, man.
Spurs are struggling. I think Spurs are struggling. Whatever Kante is deciding to do in the way he plays football, it's not working. This whole starting late, you can't come from behind all the time. And especially when you're looking at teams like Liverpool, you can't be doing it with them. I have no issue with it personally, because that means that we are closer to a top 4 position if somebody is just playing shit. But I do expect them to pick up. Whether or not they're giving money to spend in January, I personally don't think they need extra money like that. They spent money in the summer. He bought their players in the summer.
6 players come in. 6.
Bro. So I don't see where the argument comes from. Like, he loves to moan. He loves to moan anyway, but I don't see where that comes from. Liverpool did a job. I think it's going to be nice seeing Salah, Darwin play together. Whether or not that includes Firmino all the time, we'll see when everyone's fit. But yeah, I think they've got something there. They just need to be a bit more consistent, because we say one game, Liverpool are back, and then the very next game they lose to a team that's not even worth a viewing. So it was an entertaining game. Yeah, it wasn't a waste of like the last spot, because like with you guys, your game I wouldn't have enjoyed your game being the last game of the weekend. It was too one-sided. But they did make an entertaining game. Obviously, hit the post, crossbar, all of that stuff. And yeah, and it'll see whether or not that the break. Obviously, we've got the ELF games, EFL. EFL games midweek, and then we've got one round of Premier League. But it'll be interesting to see whether people can take more. Like, obviously, there's going to be that large break, and we'll see what effect it will have. But yeah, Salah seems to be on the score sheet, picking up again. So it'll be interesting to see what Liverpool have got to offer when they come back. Because in all honesty, we're not even halfway. So there's still time.
I was going to say, what was your thoughts on Conte's lineup?
What, me, Tom?
Yeah, wannabe. Yeah, both. Yeah.
Oh, I think I told you, innit? We was on the phone, innit? I was just like, my man set up a team with one striker and everyone else defends. We're at home. We're going to continue playing shit football like we play. We're not an entertaining football side. We don't know how to entertain. We don't know what we're doing on the football pitch. But one thing we do know how to do is play without the football. which defeats the object of the game, football.
Football.
Exactly, man's gone. When I saw that Session, Emerson Royale, and Perisic were all starting, then I saw that Bissouma, Holberg, and Bentancur were all starting. I said, "Oh, it's a long day for Harry up there, boy. It's a long day for Harry." So I thought the lineup was shocking. I didn't look at their bench. I don't know if he could have done more or not. I know Son's out, Kulusevski just come back. We didn't want to risk him. Richarlison's out, but maybe he could have been more creative with his system to accommodate a few more attackers. I don't know, but. Yeah, they're shocking, isn't it? Like Spurs, you know me, I say all the time, we play lovely, eye-catching football, and they play shit football. Whether people think they win their results, I don't give a fuck about that. They play shit football, bro.
What we think? What about Liverpool moving forward now? Obviously, they've got one more game before the World Cup. If they can win it, obviously we put them in good shape. But for Champions League football anyway, not for like title or anything. But yeah, for Champions League to get into the top 4. And as we said, go on.
Yeah, they can make a run for it. I mean, I don't be looking. I only be looking up. The only way is up, baby.
Teams around them ain't doing nothing, so they can definitely catch up.
Yeah, so good luck to them, man.
Full top fight.
Good luck to them, man.
Yeah.
Good luck to them, man. That are like 8th or 9th or something. Good luck to them. But I only be looking up. And when I look up, I see nobody.
So yeah, they're at the moment they're just there's still 7 points away from Spurs, who are 4th, but they've got a game in hand. And
they can catch Spurs. They can definitely catch Spurs. So the Liverpool can make top 4. As long as Tottenham are in that top 4, Liverpool can catch them because it's Spurs.
They are 4 points behind us. So yeah. So that's why
they can definitely catch you.
Yeah,
they can definitely catch you guys. So Liverpool can salvage their season. We spoke about it, innit? They can easily win the Champions League. Not easily, but it's possible they can win the Champions League. And they can qualify for the Champions League and salvage their season. Like Ade just rightfully pointed out, we're not even halfway through the season yet. So,
cool. I'm just gonna go to Evan because of Maddison. Because I was like, did you guys watch the game yesterday? Everton and his performance yesterday. I think I was with you, Ham, yesterday, and then. What if performance just trying to sum up his performance? It looks as if he's a man here that he knows how to get the best out of himself. You know what I mean? It's things that he was doing were so natural. That's probably the best performance I've ever seen from him personally, for me anyway, because I've been watching this guy for a long time. And one of the things that annoys me about Maddison is I feel like he admires himself too much. He admires his passes too much. He will make one set pass and he will just stand there and just admires it rather than just get into the box trying to get more goals. But he's had a lot more to his game. But just his turn, and he's beating players. It's not something that he normally. I don't normally see him taking on players and beating players, and it passes and everything. It was just so complete. It was just a complete performance from him. But what do you think Gareth is going to take him? That's my question. Do you think Gareth is going to take him?
I don't think. I know he's taking him. Yeah, I know he's taking him.
He's what we
Yeah, I know he's taking him. Because if he doesn't take him, we're going to lynch him.
Yeah, I don't think he's got the guts.
He's got the guts
not to take him. And that's the only reason why. I think it's just because he doesn't have the guts, not because he wants to take him. I think he just.
Oh, you don't think? I think you're right. I don't think he wants to take him, but. And then what doesn't help?
Then that's a sackable offense. That's a sackable offense.
Yeah, I think
no. That is a sackable offense.
Because if you don't take him, you have to win the World Cup.
Yeah.
What are you doing, bro?
You have to come back with the World Cup. If you're not taking him, those players you took have to come back with the World Cup to justify not taking him, and that's where the issue is for him.
But I'm not even on no take. Like I rightfully call myself the president of the James Maddison fan club. I love the kid. I think he's absolutely amazing. I love the kid. Yeah, it's not about taking him. He has to play. He's that good. He's a difference maker. He plays for Leicester City, boys. He doesn't play for a top 4 side. His team doesn't have 10, 11, 12 chances. His team doesn't have 70, 80% of the football. He works in tight spaces where teams literally say, their best player is James Maddison. Your job is to go and stop him playing. You stop him playing, you stop Leicester playing. And guess what? They can't stop him playing because he's involved in everything. Goals, assists, everything. So how does that man not play in an England team that technically will have better players around him than when he's playing for Leicester? It's a no-brainer that he goes, and it's a no-brainer that he has to get game time. He has to play. He has to play.
He has to
It's a
play.
game changer.
Yeah. Now, well, when do we find out the squad?
Thursday.
Thursday.
I think it's Thursday.
So where are you gonna? How are you gonna go meet him if he's not in the squad? How are you gonna get to Southgate?
I mean, I'm working from home, so I'll just put like a mug on my laptop to make it seem like I'm working. My employers won't see this. And I mean, I'm gonna go find where Gareth is at, bro. It's simple, bro. And it's gonna be bare of us. Like me, Brendan, it's gonna be bare of us down there, bro. Because even do you see Brendan's post-match interview? He was passionately like he didn't even like no qualms or nothing. He was passionately saying Gareth Southgate is an idiot if he doesn't take him. Literally in no uncertain terms what he was saying.
Yeah, it don't make sense if he doesn't take him, to be honest. If we're talking about players on form.
But I think my point is, yeah, it's embarrassing if he takes him and doesn't play him. That's even more embarrassing. If you have no intention of, don't take him. You can't take a player of that caliber, be that good, and every time England are playing, he's gonna be on the bench just watching who Mason Mount. You're taking the fucking piss out of me, bro. You're gonna be watching Mason Mount play.
Maybe that'll help Gareth move on faster in it. Take him, don't play him, just move on faster. Can go and manage Middlesbrough or something.
Nah, man. Yeah, do that.
They've got my boy Carrick in now, bro.
He's getting sacked by next week, so that's fine.
Give him a chance, boy.
Nah, big up Michael though. Big up Michael Carrick. Happy for him. All the best.
Let's stop bigging up. Why are we bigging him up? Tell me why we're bigging up. Yes.
No, because all I can go over there is him as a player, and him as a player.
Exactly. We can't live like that. Let's stop.
No, but think about it.
Stop doing that.
How he saw football and how he played football is how I personally think it should be played. So if he can implement that to players, then he's got good. He's got half a chance.
Do that. We're like, oh, brother, it's not how it works. This world doesn't work like that.
Let's just see though. Let's see how far it gets, and then we'll pick. I'm sure we'll discuss this sooner or later. Let's just quickly. We're not gonna spend long in the game. Jesse, what's his name? Jesse March. Jesse, what's
I thought you said Jesse Lingard.
No,
where did
the
he
Leeds
come
manager?
from?
What's his name again?
Yeah, Jesse March.
Jesse March. Yeah, came back again, boys. I guess he's trying to prove us wrong. He's trying to say, no, I'm not going next, boy. And to be fair, yeah, after the game, they are actually I think it's so tight down there, yeah, that you win one or two games, you're basically like 10th or something. That's how close it is down there.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I'm guessing a lot of owners or like chairman or whatever haven't really put the trigger, because it's so tight down there. Like it only takes one or two games when you're out of like relegation and someone else is.
Well, that's what we're saying about Nottingham Forest before. We're saying obviously it sounds like they should be sacked, but they're not far from no one. Like no one's far away from them.
You're breaking up.
So no, I was saying that's the reason why we're saying that the Nottingham Forest manager wasn't going to be sacked.
Yeah.
Remember what you're saying that they'll go.
I know. Yeah.
So close together that.
So close to each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then what does that say about Bournemouth though? I know, like I think three of us probably put them down to get relegated, right? But that's 2 times that you have two. You can understand it against Spurs, but then 3-1 up. And what annoys me about teams sometimes is just why did they stop playing? Because like they were doing well against Leeds until like, and it is as if like after they went 3-1 up, yeah. They just wanted to defend it, and you still got at least 30-40 minutes to play, and you wanted to defend it. What's the matter with them?
But we work on the basis that there's only it's their choice. We work on the basis it's their choice, not their choice.
Leeds are the home side. Leeds got a force. Leeds got the ante.
And the fans were making
mad noise. But then the fans were against Leeds as well. So it's like any little thing that Leeds were doing, there was a Garrett, like they were just booing, shout, like it was crazy there. I don't like.
Yeah, they were, but the support still was fire.
Because I was watching that game, I was watching that because I switched it from the Man City game and I went to watch the Leeds game, and the fans were making mad noise. Like it. Yeah. After this score, that it wasn't a mad, but it was a great game to watch. It was great. That's why I always feel like the Premier League is like the most entertaining league in the world, because like it was such a great game to watch. And then just to sum it up, it was the young boy again that ended up scoring the winner. So
More should have scored before that flick on from Billing. If he had scored then, you never know. But I think once you've experienced or you've suffered a comeback like what they suffered last week, I think it's in your head even worse. So I think the odds of you collapsing again are higher, right? Because it's happened. So once they've scored, once it's 3-2, you start thinking, oh shit, this thing happened last week. Then it becomes 3-3. Then everyone's shitting themselves.
They might end up, they're probably going to end up regretting those, because those are like 6 valuable points. With those 6 points, they'll probably be 10th or 9th by now. That's how close that table is, yeah. So, it was a good game, though. It was a good game. I loved the game. Just talking about City, do you think it was a red card? Cancelo foul.
Yeah, I would have given a red card, and only personally because he was behind him. Like, obviously, I didn't watch the match, but I heard people saying, "Oh, they're not sure if it was. They're not sure this, that." But my view is, if it's shoulder to shoulder, it's not a foul. But because he's behind him, I see it as a foul. How am I? We're not contesting with each other if you push me in the back, and he didn't challenge for the ball, so you can't give him a yellow for it. So I think it's hard to say. Obviously, people have their views, but I think it's not shoulder to shoulder. So you've nudged him in the back, and you haven't gone for the ball. So I think it's a foul and a record.
I think you're right. I think the perfect example is Trent's one today. When you talk about shoulder to shoulder, Trent and was it Perisic? Or Sessignon were literally, as you said, contesting for the ball. So it was easier for Trent to obviously not barge him out of the way, like contested that shoulder to shoulder. But whereas with Cancelo's one, he was right behind him. So I thought, it was a brave call from the ref, because I didn't think it will make those kind of call at the Etihad. It was a brave, so you got to give the ref credit there. It was a brave call. I honestly didn't think, and I feel like the more as the game goes on, there was more and more pressure on him, because you can just see Pep on the sideline. It was onto them, like any little thing, it was just onto them. And it just takes me back to Fergie. Them ref knew that they were in trouble if City didn't win that game. So it was just, there was so much pressure, it was unreal. What's your thoughts? Do you think it was a pen? I mean, it was a red card.
I think Ade broke it down perfectly. I don't want to say more than that. It was spot on. Yeah, that's exactly how it should have went.
Cool. In terms of the game, Haaland obviously came on score again. What's that got? It's 18 now, right?
Yeah.
18.
That's crazy. Have you ever had someone score that much amount of goals in 12 or 13 games?
Not at this stage. Not at this stage. Never.
Yeah. And if they do, just know that they're probably going to go on a goal drought and never score another goal again.
Yeah.
Just a quick one on C. I just want to touch. I think I dropped this in the group yesterday. Why do you think he's starting Grealish? I know he's only 2. I think he's done it 2-3 games now in the Premier League. Why is he starting Grealish ahead of Foden?
I don't know. I think Pep is just Pep, innit? I don't think it will be stupid to try and read into Pep's mind. I don't think Pep understands what's in his mind sometimes. But they say you're borderline between being a genius and a madman. And I personally think Pep is a genius, but there's a lot of things going on in his head. So to us, it's just like, how dare you drop Jack for Phil? And to Pep, he's just like, why not? He's a £100 million player, right? So why can he not play? What's the problem? So I wouldn't even read into it. I think technically we know Phil's the better player. That's why we're probably having this conversation that Phil should be playing. But I think Pep literally looks at his squad and says, player for player, you're all flipping good, bruv. That's why I can play Akanji and Ake centre-back one week, and next week I'll drop both of them and play Diaz and Laporte centre-back. And none of you will say nothing to me. So, and it might be a message, and then the other flip is you might be a message, but we've all played football, and sometimes you might get dropped by your coach, and it might just be the coach has seen something in training that he doesn't like. You're playing week in, week out, so you might not be training as hard. And I'm not saying Phil isn't. I'm just trying to give a different perspective to it. And Pep just thinks, you know what, just to give him that little rocket up the arse, I'm going to start Jack for the next 2-3 games and let Phil think, like, what have I done wrong? Like, why am I not starting? Because when I go on that pitch, I'm going to move crazy again. So I'm not sitting on this bench with Pep next week. So it could be a bunch of different things. But I wouldn't read too much into it, because I think Phil will get his place back. Jack's not doing nothing mad when he's playing anyway for him to be like,
and this is what I'm
Phil,
saying.
you can't play.
That's my point. It's not as if like Jack is doing, because this is like, I can understand 1 game, 2 games. This must be the 3rd game. Jack is not doing anything.
Nah.
For you to think, why is Jack. And he's damning though, because 100 million with Jack, I think that's going to take another episode for us to discuss what's going on with him, what's going on in his head. like at the moment because he's just not doing anything. Like he doesn't, and I think he even struggles to beat players. Like that was
He
his
don't beat
bread and
players no
butter.
more.
Yeah, that was his
Yeah.
bread and butter before. He even struggles to beat players now. So I don't know whether he's just partying or he's doing whatever. But I don't know what's wrong. But that's another topic for another day.
I know what's wrong with him.
Go on. What is it?
My boy, Miggy Almiron. That's what's wrong. Almiron has 8 Premier League goals. Not 1, not 2, not 5, not 7. 8.
Man scoring weekly.
And I know, I hope Almiron is petty like me. I hope after every game,
Yeah.
he's going to look at what Man City done and what Jack done. And then he sends in DMs on Instagram. I see you, playboy. Wink, wink. I see you, boy. Wink, wink. You see me? You see what I done? I see you. £100 million. How much do you think I'm worth? 300 million, isn't it?
Yeah, no, we'll see. We'll get into Jack later on because, and then he's another one that will probably go to the World Cup but has been playing badly. There's a lot of England players that haven't been performing, but they're probably going to go to the World Cup. What we got?
London Derby, Palace, West Ham.
Palace, yeah. Palace, West Ham.
Well-
I was shocked. Not shocked. I'm not going to say I was shocked, but I thought West Ham was going to win the game. So I'm not going to say shocked. I think shocked because I'm exaggerating a bit by saying shocked.
You expect West Ham to win the game, but they've been erratic this season. Looking at where they are in the league, they've been erratic. They haven't gone on like a constant run at any point in time in the season. So it's one of those ones.
I just thought off the back of like the performance last week at United and the way they finished up the game, they obviously won midweek. You thought like there's an opportunity for them to just bounce back again and just get the 3 points. And Palace hasn't been great away from home this season as well. So I thought, okay, West Ham will win the what? I thought, okay, cool. That's what I expected anyway. Then 1-1, and the late winner. I like Palace anyway because of Patrick. So if Palace are winning, I'm happy with it. But I was quite surprised that they was able to go to West Ham and get the 3 points. What are your thoughts on it, Cam?
Yeah, massive, man. Massive for Palace. Much needed. I think they need them away day wins. Selhurst Park. The fans get onto them. It's a tight pitch. The fans are close. They can drum up a good atmosphere. The players can get on. The players can, do their stuff. But I think it's important for Pat to start picking up points away from home as well. And especially somewhere like West Ham, it's a good scout. It's a good win for them. So yeah, big up Pat. Zaha scored. My boy once again. Wink, wink. Fantasy. My guy. So yeah.
He's been doing nonsense lately anyway. So he owed us some points.
Hey. He ain't been doing nonsense for me, Ade. He ain't been doing nonsense for me, okay? He might be doing nonsense for you, but he ain't doing nothing. But yeah, no, big up Pat.
Just a couple. I'm not really going to go into like the Forest and Brentford game. I'm going to leave that. Wolves are looking as if they're in trouble, like they're struggling to get points. But they have got the new manager in place. It's a good manager. That what's his name again?
What's it got? Lopetegui, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, unless he's going to come onto the pitch to score the goals himself.
Well, what are your thoughts? What do you think? Do you think he'll be able to turn things around for them?
I think they might go down, bro.
Yeah.
Because they need to score goals first and foremost to win games. And like this game, they lost 3-2. Getting them scoring 2 goals is not a norm. It's not a norm. And if you're going to have to score 2 goals to win a game, I just don't see it happening. So unless they buy a striker or 2, it's going to be hard for them. But obviously, there's a World Cup still.
Yeah, they're unfortunate with injuries, because they bought that new striker and he got injured
straight away.
First game. But they've got the break coming up, so the fortunes might change, right? And as we said, there's a long time left.
Yeah.
But they need to start scoring goals.
All right, so the last one I'm going to go into is just it's the Southampton Newcastle. The reason why I left this so last is because the question, apart from the actual game, we can go and discuss the game, but apart from the actual game, how long do you think Newcastle is going to last? Because I feel like if they're probably going to be in this position come the World Cup. I think I think they're definitely going to be top 4 come World Cup. There's only one game after the World Cup in December, and that's on Boxing Day, and then we go straight into January. They're still in that that top 4 come January. They can go and spend money. And this is what my worry for United too. Although we keep saying the Liverpool Chelsea and Spurs are dropping points, I don't feel Newcastle are going to go anywhere. I think if anything, that what might is just the experience, like going into the latter stage of the season when you get into those difficult games, those must-win games. I'm not sure whether the manager and the players might be able to see those kind of games through. That's what would be against them, but they could literally go into January and try and buy some more players. And I think
buying more players might even derail them. Like I as they are now, I think they've got a perfect chance of finishing top 4.
Yeah,
perfect chance. The way
with
they're playing football,
with the current Fox of players they've got right now.
With the current crop, I'll buy another striker because Wilson is broken.
But don't forget they've got Isak.
Oh yeah, I forgot Isak. I'll still buy another striker.
Yeah.
I'll still buy it because Wilson, you can't guarantee anything.
They got Chris Wood.
Yeah,
you still buy another striker.
That one, since you said Chris Wood, my need for a striker has even increased. It's even increased. You get me? So you buy another striker, but I think they're because right now Sam Maximin's on the bench. That's someone still that can be integrated into the squad. I think the way they're playing football, the way they're keeping clean sheets, it works. It's like the Leicester season, they won it. We kept expecting them to falter, but they didn't. And
they never
right
did,
now, so right now, the way Newcastle are playing and the position they're in suggests that actually we can just continue plugging along and still finish in the top 4.
Yeah.
So obviously, I'm not saying that they're automatically going to finish in the top 4, but I think they have a very good shout, even without not buying extra players, because they're playing very well. And experience in seeing it out, Leicester didn't have experience in seeing it out, and they fucked shit up. So see how it goes.
What are you saying? In terms of the experience seeing it out, we have seen obviously like they could definitely make top 4. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, but in terms of experience seeing it out, we've seen like West Ham the last couple of years where they just messed it up within the last few games, like the important games, and I think that's the only thing that's let them down. Well, so I am worried about that. But in terms of that, I agree with you. They probably not need any new players. Just maybe get a striker because of Wilson. The defenders are good. Maybe the defenders are quite good. I don't think they need anyone in the defense at the moment. Unless if it's like left back, they've got Target, right?
Yeah.
Burns plays left back.
Dan Burns.
Yeah, Target's the sub.
Yeah, and then the midfield is quite good. And I say from when like Maximin is on the bench, they're in a good place. They're in a good place. So it's just the experience I think that might cause them. We'll see. What are your thoughts?
I think I said last time. I think they're shooting for top 6 in it. So if they finish 4th, I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, I think they're shooting for top 6 this year. Eddie Howe's done a great job. When you watch them, they look so good defensively. I think us and them have conceded the least goals. I think they've conceded 11. We've conceded 11. And they look good. They look good. They look good. Eddie Howe's got them looking good. And I think I agree with you, Tom. I think they'll stand the test of the season because I think St. James's Park is nobody wants to go there and play. Nobody wants to go. Not even Man City. Man City went there and got a 3-3 draw. No one wants to go there. And they look like they're turning up to people's houses and whooping their ass. They bopped Tottenham the other day. They bopped Southampton 4-1. We went to Southampton the other day and drew 1-1. So I expect them to be there. I expect them to do business in January, even if it's 1 or 2. I do think they need to strengthen their midfield. I look at Bruno Guimaraes. I think he's a diamond in the dirt. But then I look at the players around him: Longstaff, Willock, Joe Linton. Good players, nice players. But where Newcastle want to go, I don't think those players will be along for the ride later down the line, apart from Bruno. And hopefully Bruno gets bought by someone because I can't have him playing for Newcastle and playing that well. But I think they'll stand the test of time. Top 6, like I said, if they finish 4th, I wouldn't be surprised.
Right. Lastly, just for Arsenal, top of the league again.
Never get bored of saying that. Never get bored.
I'll go to you first, Ade. How long do you think they'll last? Because I know when we had Drew on here, Drew said that he thought you guys were gonna, you wouldn't last.
You see that?
Like April
you see that?
Or so. When did Drew said April or was it March? Did you say? I can't remember anyway.
I don't know what people below. I don't know what people below me be saying. I don't know what teams below me be saying about my team.
What are your thoughts, Ade? How long do you think?
I expect them to be.
You expect them to be?
Because what we define in falling off?
not fall off, but how long do you think they will challenge for? Like,
It's still definitely like it's still the same thing, right? How long? Like, what's the gap? Because I think they're going to be there to the end.
last day of the
I think they're
season?
going to be there to the end. What? That's the thing, right? Unless you're giving me a number of points, I think last month of the season they'll still be there.
Okay. Now, last month of the season is still pretty good. If they're still competing in May, then that's very good. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I think last month of the season, I don't see, apart from Man City, before from Chelsea, beside the season, I was from Chelsea and Liverpool in there, which they've shown us that they're not in there. So it leaves Arsenal are doing things. They're battering teams.
In terms of I think we're still slightly. I'm not saying we're disrespecting them, but do you think they can win it?
I think they can.
You think they can?
I think they can.
Okay, cool.
I expect Man City to win it 100%, and I wouldn't back out from that. But they can win it. Arsenal can win it.
Cool. And would you say, do you think you can win it too?
I think we can win the league. My heart says yes. My head says, how can you win the league that Man City is in? Man City dominate this league, 4 out of 5. And your team is a young team coming together with a manager, inexperienced, young manager. First time they even in any type of title consideration other than Zinchenko and Jesus and obviously Partey, Atletico Madrid. It's a massive ask. But like I said, just enjoy the ride. I'm not even thinking about no title. I don't think about no title. I just love coming on here and every week saying top of the table, top of the league. And if I can say that in May, that means we won the league, right? In the last weekend in the May. And that's it. That's all I'm saying. We're going to take each game as it comes. We're going to bop everyone off the park. Just make sure we take our chances when they come because we're going to play better than everyone other than Man City. So make sure we take our chances. And when we play them, just put up a good fight, innit? Don't do nothing silly, no slip-ups. And yeah, it's possible. I mean, the manager come out today. Today is the first time the manager come out and said, we are title contenders today. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but today we are title contenders. And if my manager speaks, I follow what Super Mick says because we've got Super Mick Arteta. He knows exactly what we need. Kieran at the back, Gabby in attack. Arsenal always the Champions League. So yeah, just believe, boys, believe. And like I said 2 seasons ago, trust the damn process. Keep trusting it. Keep trusting it.
On that note, thanks people. Thanks for listening. Please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure you watch Pam's matchday vlog today. As I said, there's still a lot more games we're gonna attend this season, so just keep an eye out for that. Share this with friends and family. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and all the good stuff. And we'll be back next week. Have we got next week our last episode before
the World Cup?
Yeah,
before the World Cup, yeah.
Yeah, so I think we're taking. I'm not sure if we're gonna do like a World Cup special, but we'll decide that anyway. Probably do like a quick 30 minutes just to prove to YouTube or something.
Yeah, we gotta talk about the squad that idiot's gonna put together.
Yeah, for sure.
If Madison ain't going, then this is a joke. So we're gonna have to decide for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to come in my singlet for that if he does.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. We out. Peace.
Top of the league. Top of the league. Still there. Top of the league.
Peace.